I want to welcome you to a new installment to the Invest Podcast. I'm your host, the one and only, never duplicated Johnny Invest. Please smack that subscribe button and subscribe to Invest Universal and be notified every time we drop dope, banging content. I got fire in here today. I mean, pretty much all the guests I brought to the Invest Podcast since we've been in the studio have been dope, have been fire. But this is actually one of my favorite guests I'm bringing in here because this guy is a personal friend of mine. This guy has a lot of accolades. I'm going to list them all. We're going to run them down, and then we're going to talk about his story, what actually makes him who he is. We're going to talk about his purpose. We're going to talk about the importance of you finding your purpose, chasing your passion in life. I'm going to list his accolades, man. My man is a motivational speaker. My man is a life coach. My man is a father, inspiration for many. He's a friend of mine. He's also a Ifbb pro bodybuilder with pro wins under his belt. My dude, I want to welcome the one and only Dorian Adams to the Invest Podcast. Dorian, brother, what is going on? What's popping? I got you in the building, man. What's happening?
Man, at long last, we here, man.
Yeah.
We here. Yeah. Good to be here.
So, Dorian, man, I know that you traveled around. You've been a lot of places, man. Your feet and touched down in a lot of different soils in the country and stuff like that, man. But, before we get into the bodybuilding, man, I didn't even say, man, the man is an author. The man has wrote a book, man. Run that back. We ain't even get into that. We're going to unpack that a little bit later. We're going to talk about He Is Able. But, Dorian, before we get into all the stuff, man, that you've done in your life and what you're doing now, the new channel you just dropped, man, it's a lot of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about where you from. We're going to run a prequel into the Dorian Adams.
Well, I like to say worldwide, because I'm from wherever people embrace me at.
Okay.
But my formative years, I was in Pittsburgh, born in Pittsburgh, California. And then throughout my adolescence was in Oakland.
Oh, man.
And then the world became my oyster. So, I've touched bases on a lot of different soils. So, like I said, it's about where you're from.
Yeah.
is registers in the hearts of the people who you touch.
Right. So I know about like Pittsburgh and Oakland, so a little rough out there, but that definitely helped shape you a little bit into who you are. Am I right?
Yeah, it set the stage.
For sure, man. So how was like your childhood? Did you kind of move around a lot, or how would you classify Dorian Adams' upbringing? Just traditional, or how would you kind of classify that?
It was what was meant to be.
Yeah.
It was what was meant to be. I'm one of those guys that try not to get into splitting hairs about what somebody else had or experienced or saw. Because I know my experience was personal. It was mine and mine alone, so I don't make no bones about it, running around saying, I didn't have nothing, this and that. And I had exactly what I needed.
Right.
To shape me into being and going in the direction that I ended up going.
Yeah, so it's funny you actually would say that because, like me in my childhood, and I look at my drive now, and people say, well, this your part of your childhood was rough, and you didn't have this, you didn't have that. And I've kind of said the same thing when I went and I was speaking to the kids, and I said, just what I went through, or my childhood, good or bad, it really just helped to shape me into the man I am right now. And if I would have had a different childhood, maybe I wouldn't be the guy that I am right now. So I don't complain, I don't whine or feel bad for myself or anything like that, because I like the mindset I have, like the drive I have, like the man I am now. And with you, brother, I just see a lot of drive in you. I see a commitment to want to help to others. I see a commitment of you just always wanting to get better as a person. I know I did an event with you, some months ago, kind of an empowerment event for the kids and things like that. I really enjoyed myself with that. And just hearing you speak, brother, it seems extremely natural that you really love doing it. It's one of your gifts. I would want to say, before we get onto some of the other stuff, what really got you into wanting to like talk to people and speak to people and just wanting to help people? Because it just seems to me, it just seems really, really natural.
Right. So I want to want to reach back a little bit about what some of you was just saying about the bad upbringing or what have you.
Yeah.
And I think that's very instrumental in having a real conversation, because a lot of times people will automatically knee jerk say, yeah, I grew up bad.
Yeah.
I had it hard.
Yeah.
Right. And my point of emphasis is this: you basing your idea of what you had on somebody else's narrative.
Right.
Bad, you know, it just describes a condition that we usually see, and we ascribe it was bad to that, what we saw. But it ain't necessarily got to be so. So if you embrace that concept of that's how you was raised, then you kind of walking around with some of that stuff on your back, and you carrying that with you as baggage that you don't need to even carry.
Yeah, yeah.
I had exactly what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
My life has been exactly what the Father determined that I needed to see to bring me into my purpose.
That's a difference.
Showing me who I am.
Wow.
If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be me.
Yeah.
So bad, what do you mean bad?
That's deep.
Right? So, and then at the same time, good. Because now we looking at the feelings that was attached to those experiences. So
that's deep right there, because you hear so many people talk about how bad they had it. And even me, being younger, I was one of those guys that talked about it and had this. My dad wasn't there, and this happened, and my stepdad beat up my mom. I seen some crazy stuff. But now I look back on, I said, man, I let that go when I was there. It really shaped me to who I am now. And I said that even before I heard you say it, and people ask me, I say, I had what I needed to have. I went through what I needed to go through in that part of my life to shape the man I am now. So I think you spitting those nuggets, that kind of like little bit of game information to people, because a lot of people, they don't see it that way. People go through life, and I have friends and I have family members that they live their life in self-pity. And I could count of about 4 of them right now that I know that self-pity, continuing to carry that on, that it's baggage on them today that's actually weighing them down in their life. And I think many of them, it's actually keeping them from some of the successes that they've told me that they want to have because of that mindset. So really quickly, let's unpack that really quickly. That's just something I see with a lot of people. Can you talk about the importance of just people being able to kind of let that go? And a lot of times you have what you need to have. And if you're able to, I guess, look at that somehow positive or somehow it's a gift, it can kind of help you later on in life. Just the way I've been able to look at it, the way you've been able to look at it. But not everybody looks at it the way we are. I think I got it and you got it just because of the kind of the way we are. But I'd like to help other people that may not be that way at least kind of start to possibly look at it that way.
Yeah, it's
that's real, man.
It's a funky, like,
it's a deep cat, Dorian.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I guess to say that people, we built some type of way.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
We built some type of way for listening, for receiving information.
Yeah.
We all built differently.
Right.
And the thing is, a lot of times they say if you got eyes for it, you got ears for it.
Yeah.
So a lot of times if the attraction that if my eyes don't get the attraction, my ears ain't ready to listen.
Right.
So I can have this same information being presented to me and push it to the side like it's irrelevant because of the person, because of the messenger.
Okay.
But if you dressed up like I want to see somebody dressed up, or if I want to dress like that, and I'm like, ooh, he fly or she fly.
Yeah, you catch your eye, catch your ear.
Now, I'm ready to listen because you got something I want. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing about the truth. Sometimes you don't want the truth, but it come to you. So you got to be open-minded, right?
Yeah.
And really wanting this value added to you. You can't just say you want it. I did a video clip the other day talking about osmosis.
Okay.
you ain't gonna get this thing by osmosis. Right? You gotta actively be participating and going in that direction on your own.
And be purposeful.
Then, like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher's gonna appear. The whole time you sitting there twiddling your thumbs, the teacher's standing right there in front of you. You don't see that teacher. But when you're ready, ain't gonna be no problem if it was a goldfish told you.
When you're really ready.
When you're ready, you're gonna be like, "What'd you say, goldfish?" Right? All you want is the truth.
The truth.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you can't, like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him think.
Yeah.
So when that person, and that's the thing too, like you said about me, my passion and my empathy, it allows me to understand that I can want something as bad as I want you to have it. But I gotta be okay inside myself, knowing that I'd be willing to extend this gift to you if you was ready or if you was ready to receive it. But I gotta be okay with walking away, because if I dwell on you, right? Because my job, my point of emphasis is to help, is to make myself available. But if I see that you're not ready, I gotta be willing and able to not be selective about who I'm gonna extend myself to. I gotta shake you and get in front of somebody that wants this thing.
You gotta get in front of your audience that wanna listen.
Simple as that. And don't make you a bad person, don't make me a bad person. I just know that I'm wasting energy right now trying to force this on you.
Yeah, that's something.
When this person right here
that's real
is ready.
And they're not ready. So so that's really interesting that you would say that, because me, years back, I probably wasted a lot of time in individuals trying to help them to see things a certain way, trying to help them. They say they want this, they say they want that. I'm sitting there, talking to them about the things they need to look at in their life in order to put them on that path. And they'll say, hey, I want to go do this, John. I'm going to say, well, you can do some personal inventory about your habits, the things you're doing, maybe, who you're talking to, and the things in your environment. And they didn't want to hear it. And I would keep, every day coming back to them or talking to them on the phone or texting them. We go back and forth. And then one time I was talking to a speaker, and he said, you got to know when to walk away, because sometimes they're not ready for that change they say they're ready for. Because the mouth says a lot of stuff. Like people's mouth just spit stuff out all the time. But it's the actions of what they actually truly. You talked about something about an airdrop or something a while back. They got to be open to be able to take in and receive that information. I had to realize everybody ain't ready for that, man. I was thinking it's me. So I'm trying to reword it.
Fire.
I'm trying to repackage it all kind of different ways and come at them. And I'm like, how can I say this differently? I'm like, finally I realized,
bro, if you don't tell them what that airdrop conversation was about, man, you got to hit them with that, because that was stupid.
Yeah, when you was talking about something like that, I was airdropping and to send over some information. And like the iPhone do, they send the information, iPhone to iPhone.
Right.
But in order to be able to take in that information that they may need, the airdrop got to be on.
I gotta have my receive on.
They got to be open to it.
Right.
To actually take in the information.
You could be trying to send all you want to. If I don't have receiving contacts or
anybody
for 10 minutes, it ain't coming over. You could be trying your best to airdrop me something.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
See, bruh, I'm telling you.
So, yeah, man. So that's good that you realize that, and that's for the listeners out here right now. It necessarily don't mean that y'all bad coaches. It don't always mean y'all got a bad message. It don't always mean y'all bad speakers. Not everybody is truly ready for the information. For people to actually be faced with the truth is hard to face. I got friends and family that I spoke to, and they don't like the truth. I'm a dude that where I'm always ready to take that constructive criticism. This kind of person I am. Like my boy walked in here today. He was like, hey, man, why you ain't got your invest stuff up in here? I'm like, my boy, right. Well, I ain't got my, I can definitely take that, because I'm open to that, because I want to improve and I want to get better, because I'm somebody that's always about continuous improvement. And you're a guy that's always seems like, you're about that as well. So let's talk a little bit about like the story and the bodybuilding and the journey and all those types of things. What really puts you on for that? Because a lot of people don't realize is a lot of us find fitness and bodybuilding for just different purposes. You know, it's outlet. It's I feel like it's something that's ours that, you know, somebody can't take away. And I feel that people that are involved in it heavily into fitness, whether it doesn't have to be competitive, but just someone who goes religiously, kind of follows the lifestyle, we kind of speak the same language. We kind of know why it is that we do it. But there's a little bit of like some stereotypes about, you know, why people bodybuild, why they do this and that. But all of us have like a story. And I know with you that you got a story, man. I know that is deep for you. Talk to me a little bit about what really got you into bodybuilding, what got you into really wanting to take it really like seriously, and then being able to use bodybuilding, you know, as a platform. You know, Ifbb Pro Dorian Adams, you're using that to go speak and to help people. I know you spoke out about anti-bullying and a lot of like, you know, different things, man. So just talk to me about like that journey of the bodybuilding and just what it's done for you and your life and just the mindset. You've had success there, brother. And I say you're somebody I look up to as a role model, as a mentor, man. You my guy.
Bruh. So you want to hear about failure. That's what you want to hear about.
Yeah,
right?
hey, let's talk about that first. Talk about the failure first.
That's what you want to hear about.
And then let's talk about the success. Because people, they see win. They see success, but they don't know about maybe the journey or the hiccups it took you to get to where you got to.
Right, yeah. So that's why I said that. You want to hear about failure.
First.
And the reason I said that is because a lot of my people that's hearing this podcast or whatever, I'm talking to you.
All right, y'all getting spoke to me. You hear that? You hear that?
Look,
hear that?
This man ain't playing with y'all right now.
All
so
right.
y'all better wake your ear game
Wake it up, man.
You know, failure is what I speak about. When he just asked me that, the first thing that hit me was how much failure I experienced on my journey.
Speak now.
The reason for that, the reason I say how much failure is because I recognize that bodybuilding, as glamorous as it may look, was one of the most profound experiences I've ever had that got me closer to understanding myself. To learning who I am.
Okay.
I learned who I am through failure.
Speak.
Right? And so at the end of the day, going to the gym day after day, walking out on workouts, walking out on shows, capping, lying to my boys and the people that was supporting me that was, Dorian's going to do this show in Tennessee. He's coming out here to North Carolina.
Oh, man.
Fired up about me.
And you didn't come.
And I didn't show up.
Damn.
See, the thing is, I didn't show up for you second. I didn't show up for myself first.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I talk about failure,
man, I know about all that.
I look at that as a personal experience that I had to go through to really learn who I was. Bodybuilding was a byproduct. It was just the platform, the stage that I was on to realize who I was. Right?
Right.
And the passion that I had for that little vanity thing that I had going on since I was a kid was what kept driving me and kept me getting up going one more day to try to discover if I could get better. But in the process of trying to get better for y'all, get prettier for y'all, because see, that was the thing. I wanted to be prettier. I wanted to look better. I wanted to be eye candy as soon as I jumped out the car or out the bushes. It didn't matter.
Let's keep it 100, huh?
I could have been jumping out the bushes and I still wanted to look good.
You still want to look good.
See, because now let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
I done had to jump out of bushes.
Yeah, okay.
Because of the condition of my life at times.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I done had to jump fresh up out of the jailhouse.
Damn.
Because of the condition of my life.
That's deep.
But in the bodybuilding arena, I was still trying to look good for y'all. And what ended up happening is that kept me in the gym long enough to figure out who I was and learn a little bit more. So failure is instrumental. Just like saying I grew up in a bad neighborhood or my life was bad. It's the same thing with failure. Right? My failures shaped me. They made me who I am today. And I could not kick not one of those experiences out of the bed and say that I would be the same person that I am today. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm still striving. I went on bodybuilding stage after bodybuilding stage, getting my ass kicked.
Let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about like with people, right? But you still went out there, because I hear a lot of people saying, well, man, if I ain't going to win, or I ain't going to be first place, and then why'd you do it? Then why'd you go out there and do it? People don't realize a lot of times the first time you go out there, you do it, could be first 2, 3, 4 times you might get smoked doing something, whatever that is, especially if you're going up against people that really do this, been doing it for a long time, got the experience and all that. That fear, and then people will see you the first time. Maybe you might have got smoked the first show or two. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't do it. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't go do that. That's all about that. We got them people that I ain't gonna do that, people, because I ain't gonna succeed the first time, people. Why you gonna do it?
Right.
How'd that feel to put like what you had into it, thinking you was this and that, and then to go out there, it didn't go your way?
Well, no, see, I had a different experience.
Okay.
Because my first time I showed up, I swept the whole show.
Damn.
4 trophies, first place, everything.
Damn.
Right?
Okay.
Overall,
Okay.
heavyweight.
Okay.
I think it was overall heavyweight, super heavyweight,
Okay.
and one more division. I can't say what it was.
Yeah. But you won them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know I won the overall.
Yeah.
But and that was at the Atlanta
Okay.
show in Georgia. That
Okay.
was 2011. It was my first show, but swept it. It wasn't a big show, but guess what? I told myself I was going to get up there.
Oh, yeah.
And that ended up being my experience. But like you said, because of that, my head was blown up.
Okay.
It was hard for me to walk through a doorway because my head was so big.
So basically, that success there, you think like maybe you not being yet able to deal with that, maybe because of, you always wanted to be this, and you always wanted to be that, and then you're winning these shows, and they're really they're solidifying that you are that. See?
No. So I was using the first show as kind of a proving ground.
Okay.
Really, the first show was all about me seeing if I could get on the stage with them little ass shorts on.
Yeah.
I knew I looked okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't tripping on that. I had a little arm here, a little chest there.
Yeah.
But that was my rite of passage to see if you can get on the stage with those little shorts on.
Yeah.
Then you can worry about what the judge think.
Yeah.
And so I passed that test, but just so happened, like I say, by default, my head was so big, I went into the next show thinking I had it like that.
Oh.
Ended up getting beat.
Okay.
Right. And so, and it just kept going because that's part of that learning experience that took place just because I kept showing up.
Yeah.
Not being dismayed by a loss. And then the trials and ups and downs of the food prep and following the coach's orders and stuff like that.
That shit is hard.
And listening.
Yeah.
Being coachable.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That was a game changer. You know what I mean? Because, and I credit the people that I had in my life at those times that I was a grown ass man, but I had a lot of younger cats looking up to me already that knew more than I did.
Yeah.
But I was open enough to listen to their direction because I knew I didn't know no better.
Yeah.
They helped me. My boy Nat Paul, right now today, successful businessman, but we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And he told me a lot of stuff about bodybuilding. I don't even think he knew I really didn't know it or not.
Yeah.
But he was there, and he was where a lot of that information came
from. The scientific stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got to do it by the letter as far as how bodybuilders do it. You can't do it how your girlfriend, if your girlfriend say you look good, that don't mean you doing it right.
Learn that myself right now.
Right? You see what I'm saying? So, and sometimes
whole different game,
is the best
man.
teacher.
Yeah.
In that arena. So, but it's just, being humble and at the same time, because if you humble, that's one thing about bodybuilding.
Humility.
That arena is so small, but you got people that are driven from different backgrounds and have different whys.
Right.
And you got people coming in there, women surviving breast cancer.
Yes.
Got guys coming in there, amputees.
Yeah.
Wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And they're trying to show up and still compete. They're fighting and competing in life from where they at.
Yeah.
And if I don't get inspiration from that, I don't care if I'm losing. I mean, I could go into a show terrible.
Yeah.
And see that.
Yeah.
And I come up out that show like I'm on fire.
Yeah.
So, it says a lot about the condition of man and the idea that we all want to succeed. We all want to get better.
Yes.
And when you're in an arena like that, knowing all that it takes to strive and stay above water, you have to give a nod of thanks and approval to the person that got there and standing alongside you.
Yes.
We're not enemies now.
Yeah,
We're comrades in a way.
Right.
I do want to win.
Yeah, we do. I do want to win.
But I'm going to embrace you. If
Yeah.
you come off the stage and you feeling bad and dismayed because of the fact you didn't place as well, you might have messed up on your posing routine or something like that.
Yeah.
The brothers is back there to support you and each other. And I done
sure.
seen that from the top down.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I got a lot from that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what moves me out into the community. That's like some people go to church and they come out, they fired up.
Ooh, hallelujah.
Right? And so it's almost the same.
I see late pass out of church.
Soul gripping therapy that we get
Yes.
in the bodybuilding arena, you know.
Yes.
So we just got to continue to build each other, you know, and that sets the platform for us to do that. One of the platforms.
Man, Dorian, from knowing you, man, you done been through quite a bit in your life. You know, you had your mishaps at the time when you went away and stuff like that. And you could have just kept going that path. You could have kept I know people now that's like, hey, this happened to me. Ain't no way out for me. I'm just going to keep going this way. This is what I know. This is what I was doing. They talk about wanting to make a change in their life to go that right way, but they've been going the left way so long, it's just hard for them to go that other way. So, I mean, when did you decide, like, did you hit rock bottom? When did you decide that you wanted to make a change in your life from some of the stuff that you had been through, some of your mishaps? Like I say, you talked about jumping some fences and stuff like that. So what changed in your life? Was it you getting around some people? Was you just hitting rock bottom? I mean, what changed, brother? Because you could have kept going that way. I know people 50, 60 years old that went that way their whole life, and they died going that way. So what changed for you? Because there's going to be some people listening to this that's living life that other way.
Man, if y'all don't hear nothing else that I say today,
let's kick it.
I wish I could put this mic straight in the camera right now. Y'all don't hear me. Look.
You zoom in on him a little bit more real quick. Let him talk that talk.
If y'all don't get nothing else out of what I say today, just know that God is real. Make no mistake about it. I wrote a book called He's Able.
He's Able.
I'm in the book, but the book ain't even about me.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Right?
He's able, sure.
So to your point, your question, it was that God factor though.
Okay.
I realized that the only reason I'm still around, the only reason I survived a lot of the stuff that I've been through in my life was for me to give him recognition that he's the only way I made it through.
Okay, yeah.
And that's just being real.
That's all.
Y'all
big.
can take that wherever y'all want to go.
Big right there. That's big right there, man. That's big.
I'm real big on allowing people the freedom of choice.
Yeah.
And it seems like in my life, and from what I've experienced, the overwhelming majority of people you come in contact with have some idea of the Father or the Creator or God. They call him or her something.
Yes.
They have that spiritual connection somewhere in their life.
Somewhere.
I say God. I actually had a guy really questioning me about why you keep saying God. Why you keep saying God?
Really?
Right? No, seriously, in Atlanta, the last time I went.
Okay, wow.
But I told him, I was like, look, bro, because I saw he had a different belief system.
Okay.
But I said, bro, look, I say God because I know you understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
I say, I ain't trying to say that's what you need to be saying.
Yeah.
But I'm letting you know that that's what I identify with. It keeps me going, or you know what I mean, when I attach that spiritual sentiment to whatever I'm talking about. But yeah, you know, I had those experiences, and it's just like, bruh, you don't even really like shooting dice because you know you might not win all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And I said that's what I'm saying to myself.
Dice in the
like,
back of the barbershop. I didn't always win.
Bro, look, come on, man, and want to shoot the spot up and everything else. You throw the dice done got thrown. I
lost money at the shop, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are the rigors that come with living a lifestyle like that. Russian roulette.
Yep.
You know, how many times you gonna stand in front of a gun letting somebody pull the trigger before you get shot?
It's gonna come.
And so that was my thought process. Like, dude, you know, and the thing is, over time, I made a half-hearted commitment to go the other direction, and then ended up doing the same thing the next day.
Yeah.
Right?
Old habits.
Like you said, rock bottom.
Yeah.
What was that shock factor?
It
What was that thing?
That time when
that
this is it, I'm tired. I'm done.
Right. And it was the fact of the matter is that I was done a whole lot of times before I stopped, before I changed.
Wasn't really done though.
Right. You know, it was a lot of factors that needed to line up. And like, once again, I go back to divine intervention.
Okay.
When he was ready for me to change, that's when the change happened.
When it happened.
You know? So I could say the words all day long and not make the move.
Right.
Nothing changes.
Yeah, nothing changes.
You know? And so, yeah, I was sick, running around there, hurting people because I was hurt.
Yep.
But at some point, you know, like they say, the chicken's gonna come home to roost. So it's like, I'm like, man, how long can you go on testing the waters?
Yeah, it's good that you realize that, because so many never actually take the time to. They think about it, but it's like it's change is not the easiest thing to make. So a lot of people, even though they might be sick of something, they kind of they're used to their own crap.
Well, that's true. But one thing about change that I know, and I realize this without a shadow of a doubt, is that change ain't the problem.
Okay.
I say I want to change. I do want to change.
Okay. Okay.
The hit piece is that a lot of times change comes with a string attached called pain.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what people
Right.
want to go through, that pain.
And this is the unspoken elephant in the room. When a person comes, see, the thing is, you saying out your mouth change,
Yeah.
but you don't change. So at that point in time, I ultimately acknowledge an elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Because guess what the elephant is? The elephant is, why didn't you change? You said you wanted to change.
Yeah.
Right?
You
said you wanted millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But you didn't change your habits. You didn't change, you went to work the same way.
Same way.
You didn't try to get a raise.
No.
You didn't ask for a raise.
Nothing.
So that's change.
Nothing changed.
Change is,
What's going to change?
I say I want this amount of money.
What
I can
you
get it
gonna
at
do?
my job.
What you gonna
but
do,
I'm
though?
not going to ask the boss for a raise.
That-
I'm not going to ask the boss what I could do different.
How you going to
get the raise?
Yeah, you're not intentional about it though.
Exactly. So, like I said, people won't change,
It's intentional.
but they don't want pain.
No.
Because the pain is discomfort.
It's pain. You gotta get used to them being in comfort zones, and most people ain't gonna go for that. So you're right. They want to change, but that pain, they don't want to go through that pain, so they're not intentional about it. So they step back the other way because they're not gonna go through that pain. It's like the contest prep. I hear a lot of people say, I want to lose weight, or I want to diet. Not even just contest prep. I want to lose 50 pounds, and that started for a few days, but it's that pain of that diet. That deprivation from the food and the bullshit they was eating, it hurts them for a little bit temporary, and they go back the other way.
But you know what that is too?
What's that?
That's the boogeyman.
The boogeyman.
They ain't even experienced
The
it yet.
boogeyman. The boogeyman
Look,
the boogeyman. He real. Boogeyman lives and on. A lot of y'all.
They haven't even experienced it yet.
The boogeyman.
But because of what they heard about you and your prep, I got to eat chicken breast, rice, vegetables. I got to eat ground turkey every day, 6 times a day. I got to get up and do cardio. I got to go work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to follow what my coach says.
Yeah.
I can only get a cheat meal once a week on the weekend, and that's one meal, not all day.
Shit, I am getting
Right?
mad, but yeah.
So because they heard you had to do that, they say, man,
hell nah.
right? Look, I won't change, but I don't want that pain. Because see, that is discomfort.
Oh yeah.
And discomfort is a form of pain just because of the fact that it's not your comfort zone. I can't lay and sit up on my ass and get this change.
No.
It don't work like that, right? So what do? You fall back into old behavior patterns.
Yeah.
You act like you didn't mean. You act like you didn't say it, or you didn't mean it, but you justify not doing it.
Yeah.
So therefore, you don't have to endure that pain. Like you said a minute ago, until the pain gets great enough. So when we go attack specifically pain, when that pain gets great enough, then I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to change.
Yeah.
Cause look, I'm done with the pain now.
Yeah.
But as long as the pain is cute,
Yeah.
Oh, I can sit here and act like, you know, it ain't nothing. I can hide it. I can act. I can walk away from it. Yeah.
So how do you think we get past that? I think for me, and when I'm
mindset of actually understanding what it takes and really understanding what I need to do to really get to my goal of what it is I want to do. I remember even for me, like when I was going through my first prep, I was complaining about, I gotta diet, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh my God, it's so hard. And for me, I don't know about everybody else, this time I go around, I'm like, I get to do this. You know, I get to get better. You know, I get to improve. I just remember what is my why. And when things start to get a little uncomfortable for me, I have to remember what is my why. And just the mindset of that, for me, allows me to deal better with that uncomfortable water that I find myself in. But how in your words would people get past, you call it the boogeyman?
The first thing first is to not acknowledge it.
Okay, yeah. Once you acknowledge it, huh, it's over.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question.
You have a question?
What does boogeyman look like?
I never seen it.
Oh,
I heard of him.
wait, what?
I never seen him, but I've heard of him. I never seen him.
So you did describe the boogeyman. It's gonna be what you say he looked like, right?
Yeah, maybe that was.
Ah, come on.
Yeah.
What you say he looked like. So here's the deal. If the boogeyman is what you told me it is, and now I'm scared of it,
Yeah.
who tripped? I ain't never even seen the boogeyman. I'm taking your word for it.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because you sold him to me. And I believed it. You said, man.
Yeah.
Well, you been under
Yeah.
puffing and puffing,
Yeah.
right? And I believed you.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go through it.
Yeah.
Because you convinced me with your eyes bucked,
Prayed him my whole life.
right? And it's a lot to go with that mix, but we do that all the time.
Yeah. Like.
So like you said, man, you
Yeah.
know, what
Fear.
what is the fear? What is the pain that you're willing to capitulate to
Yeah.
and stop you from going after what you say you want? Pain is going to be associated with anything you do in life, but we call ourselves choosing what pain we're going to tolerate. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, guess what? You can have anything you want. You know, and pain, a part of the pain aspect is laziness too.
Right.
Because we get so complacent with the way we're able to move, and we have a comfortable barometer for how much we're going to deal with on a day-to-day basis. We try to stay in that framework and not rock the boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That balance, our own
Right.
call balance.
Yeah, I know what I'm going to be up against as long as I keep on doing this, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's same old, yep.
Yeah, and ain't nothing new or exciting about it. You know what I mean? You're just used to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, yeah, that laziness kicks in because guess what? If I don't make no noise, then there ain't nothing going to so-called go wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I don't have to worry about being in pain. I don't
Like,
have to worry about the boogeyman.
go through that.
Right.
And then be miserable and live life of regret for
Right.
not taking those moves and living life in those comfort zones, because us as humans, you know, we are people, we're comfort seeking.
No, absolutely.
We get in a routine and we want to stay in that. We want to stay in that
Right.
with that blanket on us.
Hence, immediate gratification.
Right.
Which is why so many people is held back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't save $50 because I gotta have immediate gratification. I gotta go to DoorDash. I gotta get DoorDash right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if it just takes for me to create a savings plan based on my exorbitant expenditures, such as Subway, Starbucks, Dutch Bros, right?
Yeah.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
I'm saving $50 or $100 a week.
Mm-hmm.
That money, we ain't even talking about how much is going in my gas tank.
Oh man, yeah.
Right? So I can create a game changer just on making incremental adjustments. Yeah. It ain't gotta be life changing that I didn't go get Dutch Bros, that I didn't drink 3 energy drinks today.
Yeah.
That's $10.
Oh yeah.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do this every day. Why? Right?
Yeah.
So making those little adjustments can be a game changer.
Huge.
Right? Well, we got to be willing to fight for it. We got to be able to be willing to draw a picture of our lives as is, and be honest with what needs to go,
Yeah.
what can go, and how to make those changes.
Y'all hear that from me, Johnny Invest? I call that being honest, realistic, and taking personal life inventory. That's what it's called. Taking life inventory of yourself, your life, what you're doing, your behaviors, who's around you, your environment, who will be holding you back. I actually got a form that I actually give to my clients, a personal inventory form. It's serious, and I've given to a few people, and look at me like, what is this? We told you, this is on the step to look. I'm not going to tell you what to put on here. This is yours. Take it home. This for you. I don't even want to see it. That's for you. But for a lot of people, that's hard because they don't realize you don't want to do no personal inventory. It's going to be difficult for you to really make the change that you say that you really want to make because you ain't did no personal inventory of your life. How you really looking at the things you got to change? You just saying I want to make a change. How you really know? It's hard for people to do that, man. I had to do that myself many years ago, and recently I had to take personal inventory of my life, and it was hard. I had to make some really tough decisions, some decisions that I'm noticing they're better for me now, but I had to do that. I had to do some pain. Enough on me, man. Before we get out of here, I want to talk about, man, you going the other way to competitive bodybuilding, becoming an Ifbb pro, and then writing a book, man. There's a lot of people that did a lot of stuff out here, but I ain't really don't hang out with a lot of people that put books out there online, it's in stores. I never wrote a book, but let's talk about a little bit about the makeup of that. Let's talk about the book, man. Let's talk about what made you actually want to write this book. He's able.
He's able. He's able is
That's big, man.
what made me want to write. See, that's what I'm saying, man.
You don't just write books. You know, there had to be something behind that. You know, to make that man want to do that. And actually, there's a lot of people that say they want to do a lot of stuff. And actually actually putting that to fruition and putting pen to paper, then getting that out there, getting that published. That's a big deal, man. I'm trying to figure out, what went into that, what made you want to do that.
Well, the thing about He's Able, see, that was not my first book.
Mm-hmm.
My first book I wrote years back. I was locked up. I was in San Quentin.
Wow.
And well, no, let me take you back. The whole idea about writing books, period, came about. My first exposure to that was in Youth Authority.
Okay, wow,
Yeah, when I was in Preston, and we was in the lockdown unit. We had a riot, and my boys would be in there talking about, I'm writing this book, right?
Okay.
And so we would pass them around. So it was more. It was 2 or 3 guys that were actually writing the books, and so we would pass them around on the line and stuff. And just, you'll read somebody's book, you sleep with it overnight, read the book.
Yeah.
And I'm getting books, and I'm like, what's this? Right? You're talking about 20 pages.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
There's some, street stuff and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing. I was a teenager then, but that stuck with me.
That's what you.
And so, years later in San Quentin, I was in reception, and I was like, man, I got to figure out how to do this time.
Yeah. Man.
Right?
That's rough, man. You ain't going home tonight. You ain't going many nights.
Yeah.
Rough one.
And so I started writing a book. It was about some real life experiences.
Okay.
Mixed with some fantasy, of course.
Yeah.
But it was fiction.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So it was just passing time, and I put together. That book was considerably longer than He's Able.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. But once again, the idea of writing a book, creative expression, I've been doing that for years.
Okay.
Along with the motivational speaking.
Yeah.
I've been doing motivational speaking now like 14 years.
Yeah.
But all of that came together. you know, and one of the things about He's Able, it came from an inspiration. I think this is something that grew with me since I was a kid.
Okay.
And that was the thought and idea that there was a such thing as God, that He's real. See, because
Higher power.
my mama would make me do my prayers every night.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And had me going to church. So I'll say some of this stuff and talk about some of this stuff in my book.
Yeah.
But the thing of it was, I internalized that as real.
Yeah.
I saw some things in my life and around me that acknowledged God, whereas I couldn't deny that there was a God. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so when it came time for me to write He's Able, it was all about timing. And I'm gonna put this up on the screen so y'all can see it. I don't know how
When I
close
pull
it
that up
is.
to the screen, Bree, take it and then put this, zoom in on that.
Yeah, that's my book, He's Able.
I can go back out, baby. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, He's Able by Dorian. It's called The Path of My Evolution.
Yeah.
But like I said, when the inspiration to write that book came over me, it was 2015.
Okay.
2015, and it was time.
It's time.
So I wrote what I wrote. I think within 2 months I had half the book written.
Wow, okay.
Right. And then it just went flat. And the reason for that is that God wasn't ready.
Okay, what time is it?
Because see, that's what the book was designed and inspired the book from day one.
Okay.
But the real meat of it and what he would have me say hadn't developed yet.
Okay.
So what I would have literally did is try to freestyle something and put it together when it wasn't ready. So once again, when the student is ready, the teacher's gonna appear. So here it comes 2022.
Okay.
Bam, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because I tried on stop and start to pick up the book and finish writing it and continue writing
Yeah.
after 2015.
Okay.
But I couldn't finish. I couldn't do nothing. I would get a page or so and it just seemed so
Yeah.
made up. It seemed, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, just put it back down.
Put it back down.
So once 2022 hit, the whole idea, the direction, whatever I needed to say, to it was basically stitching together the full story and the full hit into the book.
You needed that time.
Absolutely.
And it was easy. You didn't have to freestyle anything. It all made sense. All in God's time.
Absolutely. And like I say, once again, it was about a 2-month time span from the time I picked up the pen again to completion.
Wow.
So within 2 months I was done writing. The rest was post-production.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why the book is available now in stores, right?
Definitely go pick that up. He's Able.
Spotify, it's on Audible.
Oh man.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff you just can't rush it. So probably at that time you was like, damn, I ain't put it out yet. But it was all in the right time.
Yeah, it was perfect time.
Yeah. In my life I had to realize that too, man. I'm trying to rush this and rush that, and then later on when I'm like letting things come in time, I'm realizing, oh, that's why it took me that long to get there. The time you don't want to hear that, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear that we all want. But as I got older, I realized the things in time. So really quickly, man, before I get you out here, man, because you're a speaker, you're a coach, motivator, launched a brand new channel. Let's talk a little bit about that channel. I've seen most of your first episodes you dropped on that channel. Let's talk a little bit about that. You getting into the whole YouTube thing, drop a new channel. Let's talk about that real quick, unpack that.
All right. So you actually checked that out?
All right, with your boy, yeah.
Man,
With your man, an accident and all that stuff.
Did you like and subscribe?
I did.
What?
Boy, I did.
That's what
I'm
I'm
talking
talking
to
about.
those. I did, brother, for sure.
Absolutely. Man, I appreciate that.
For
too.
sure, bro. It's all love.
Man, Closure TV. That's my newest channel. So we got the Dorian Adams Motivation channel
Yeah.
already up and running.
Yeah.
Still putting out content on that, but the Closure TV channel, if y'all get that channel, like it, subscribe it, check me out.
Closure TV.
It's going down.
YouTube.
When I say Closure TV, I mean closure.
Okay.
The thing about Closure TV is that the channel ain't about me. I really, literally, I'm telling you, I want you to like and subscribe, but I want you to visit my channel and allow yourself to be impacted. Closure TV is about putting a finger on different areas and situations in your life that you've been affected, a lot of times tragically, sometimes definitely negatively.
For sure.
And that, once again, like we go back to the beginning of the podcast when we talked about, I grew up in a bad neighborhood.
Right.
I had a bad life.
Yeah.
I had an alcoholic dad.
Yeah.
Like, we got all these little poor why me excuses about why we can move how we move because of what happened to us when we was a kid.
Yeah, right passage.
And the thing about it is that we're giving ourselves permission to hold on to something that probably 9 times out of 10 wasn't even our fault, right? And now we move into adulthood with this moving the same way because of something that happened years and years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad because somebody said I was ugly when I was in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
Right? I'm moving some type of way because of that right now today. And so it's so many different things that we go through, and we open the door to discovery about these little nuances that will trip us up over life as adults.
Yeah.
And we don't even realize it. But one thing that I ask that you do when you go to the calls or when you check out my podcast and stuff is come with an open mind.
Open mind, that's huge in life and everything. Be open-minded.
Come with an open mind. John, you know about this. See, that's the thing. Me and you, see, we preach it to the choir. When we talk to each other, this is what you call preaching to the choir.
Right.
Right? But for us to express that
Yeah.
to the people watching this call, this show right now, I think it can't be overstated.
It cannot be.
It can't be overstated. So
You
that's
can't.
what Closure TV is all about.
Okay.
It's about jail. So essentially, I'm gonna tell you where it really come from my life.
Okay.
I will say that part. It's not about me, right? I'm doing this work, and I've done this work on myself with a lot of help. And now, because of that, just like I'm a bodybuilding coach, just like I'm a motivational speaker, because of the experiences that I've had and the work that I've done, I am now available to help somebody else.
Yes.
So I found closure in a lot of stuff that's going on with me through personal inventory,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And life experience, and a lot of good coaches around me.
Nice. Yeah.
And now I can have that same voice. I can add my voice to the conversation. So don't think it's a big eyes and little U's thing when you come see Closure TV. It's really all about just opening the door to those people and being available for people that want to honestly take a second look or a closer look at these little nuanced things that'll trip us up in life. Closure TV. No joke.
Y'all heard that. Subscribe to my man's channel. Dope content. Deep stuff. My God. I wish we had more time. I have to get him back in here. Me and this guy could run 2 hours. We can run a 3-hour show with all the stuff that we still got to talk about. It just don't be enough to fit on the podcast. So we're going to have to set up a part 2 in the near future, man. It's my boy, Dorian Adams. Dorian Adams, you got social, I know you shot your YouTube out here on Instagram or anything like that. Anybody hop on there and follow you, check you out, and you ain't all that active on there, you more on the YouTube thing?
No, we do it all. I mean,
Do it all?
It's, once again, it's not about likes for me. You know, it's
You
literally
don't do it for I like that. I like that.
Just rock with me, man,
I like that.
because of the journey.
I like it.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times your likes and support really just
For sure.
pushes me
Yes.
to continue putting out the stuff that I'm
Oh,
putting
yeah.
out, because I ain't on no BS.
Keep doing that.
You ain't gonna see me putting up videos talking about somebody fighting and shooting.
Keep doing
and
yeah.
You're not gonna
You
get
can
none
do
of
that, but you choose not to.
I can do that all day
Yeah,
long.
you,
I got
all kind of
war.
stuff.
I got enough war stories to keep me going every day of the
But you don't
year.
want to do that stuff.
Right?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's not my win. I don't
And
get
you
a win.
don't
out
do
of
it just for the clicks and the likes, man. You like my other guy. He's like, man, I don't say stuff just for the gram. I don't say it for the clicks.
Right.
It's authentic. It's really me. That's what I put out there. And the people that choose to rock with me, them are the people that I know they rocking with me because of what I'm doing in its authentic self.
No, and that's what I get from people genuinely
I love it.
engaging and communicating, saying, hey, and dropping a comment,
Yes.
not a like. Get the likes, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Comment on it.
But the comment says
Big. Take that time.
it impacted you in
Yeah,
some type
yeah,
of way.
yeah.
So Dorian Adams Motivation, that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're going to have Closure TV. You can always go there. My Facebook is just me, Dorian Adams. Then you got Instagram, Swoleosis is one of my Instagrams that I use. SWOLEOSIS. That's me, bodybuilding channel. So you know what I mean? Just peruse, check around, and you see what kind of value you're getting out of the situation.
Oh, yeah.
And just acknowledge yourself to me, man. That's all I need. That's cool for me.
My man, living his life intentional, living his life in his purpose. I feel like when you live life with intention, you live life in your purpose, your life is full, your life is good, your life is rich. Ifbb Pro Dorian Adams. I'm your host, the one and only Johnny Invest. Smack that subscribe button to subscribe to Invest Universal. I'm the host of the Invest Podcast. We out. My man.